Marco,
Sean,
I can feel the energy.
I know it's been building up,
It's been
and
building.
God, this year is energy for real. It's
It's
out there.
it's the energy of the community.
Yeah,
That is RSA conference, RSAC conference. They've rebranded. I keep forgetting that. But there's, quite a week ahead. Quite a week ahead. We're going to see and connect with a lot of friends. Many of whom we met over the past few weeks, and we'll get to see in person for the first time coming up here in San Francisco. And I'm excited for the conversations, and I think a lot of people are excited to see the keynotes, cruise the sessions, and spend some time in the expo hall. And hopefully, they stop by the Object First booth. We have Sterling Wilson on. Thanks for joining us, Sterling.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me on, guys.
Yeah, it's good to chat with you today, and you're going to tell us all about what you're up to, you and the Object First team at RSA
Absolutely.
conference. And
Look forward to it.
before we get there, though, your role at Object First, maybe a little history, because I think your background is quite impressive as well. So maybe a few things that you've done leading up to Object First.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Sterling Wilson, Field CTO here at Object First. And I've been in really the data management, data protection, data resiliency arena for quite some time. Previous to getting onto the vendor side of things, I was a Microsoft architect and virtualization architect in both the federal government side as well as the private sector. And of course, like everybody else, we started having issues with backups back in the day, and transitioned to a vendor called Veeam Software. Learned so much about it that I actually joined as a senior engineer at Veeam Software. So was there for several years, worked at a couple of other vendors after that during that time, but really learned how the backup solutions and the data protection part of the infrastructure has really started to touch everything. And really, that's what's brought us here to RSAC and security itself.
yep. And as they say, it's one many voices, one community, and that's what we're gonna hear there. People from all over the world. And I love what you said about, I learned so much about this product that you kind of became that product. So in this, it's really funny, but it's so true in this industry because there is a lot of collaboration
Amen.
and a lot of merging, a lot of company that ended up realizing that it's not about keeping secret, but it's about sharing so we can keep secure the businesses and our communities. So
What do we
Couldn't have
always
said it
talk about,
better.
Marco? Is that in order for something to really work these days, it's not just one thing; it's a combination of things that each have their own
they
power and
have to
unique
come
ability.
together. Yep.
That then, when they come together, delivers the real value, and that's true for IT. That's true for business that runs on systems and uses data,
Yep.
It
right?
really
Yep.
And
is.
of course, data is at the center of everything these days.
And
Yeah.
Sterling, how are you going to interact and present? We know you have a booth there with Object First, and what do you expect to hear on the floor and the question you will get?
Yeah. We will definitely be there. And I have not been to RSAC certainly as many times as you gentlemen. This is, I think, number 4 for me. So
It's
I still
good. It's
consider
good.
myself
It's
a
good.
beginner here with all of this. And I can attack this from two ways. Certainly, I will be there representing Object First. We'll be at booth S260. I will have a speaking session we can kind of talk about here in a little bit. So from Object First, it's really going to be great for us to listen to the customers there, to listen to what they're dealing with and some of the obstacles they're having in making sure their data is safe. I'm sure we'll be chatting a little bit more from the floor when we're there as well. But we were talking even before we began here, security really touches everything. And what we're learning is these new threat actors that want to steal our most prized possessions, our IP, our data, they go directly for the backups, for the targets of where we save our most prized possessions. So we're here to make sure that everybody knows that number one, that data, where you save your backups, really needs to be thought about in the same way that we've thought about edge security solutions in the past. And that number two, you don't have to be a security expert to enjoy the highest level of security around your backups. Me personally, I love to see how all security has really convalesced into one place. I mean, I remember 2 years ago, I believe was the last time I was there, learning about everything that are taking all of those edge devices, all of the backup devices and everything, and really bringing them in, as you guys mentioned, to one particular sort of pane of glass, the way we look at the world and everything like that, to obscure solutions. I saw a couple of years ago when I was there, a really cool design for a phone that allows you go into SCIFs or areas that are government protected, federal protected, where they have concerns about people listening in from your phone. This device was able to actually cover every single orifice opening of the phone and actually produce white noise so that that couldn't happen. So, I mean, you see absolutely everything at RSAC, and I'm excited for that personally.
So some of the things that you're hearing from your own customers that you expect to hear echoed during the conversations at the conference? I presume there's a lot. You mentioned resilience. It seems to be a topic that I hear quite a bit, but just the transformation of, and I hate to use the two-letter term, but AI seems to be touching everything as well. So
Everything.
what are some of the things you're hearing that organizations are trying to get their head wrapped around with respect to their data and the resiliency of it?
You know, that's a really good question. I think that a lot of times there are admins, the people that are really in charge of making sure that our data remains whole, remains intact. They're wearing a lot of hats today. Budgets are crazy. They have a whole bunch of tools that they've had to learn. Many storage admins, many backup admins are now having to be at least security aware, security compliant. We are the best backup storage for Veeam. We are a hardware appliance that is on premises that makes sure it is immutable by design. And we are actually created by the very same founders of Veeam, Ratmir Timashev and Andrei Baranov. And they had the vision to deliver the best storage for Veeam, to take a lot of the onus off of those admins that we know are doing so much. And we also wanted to build something for them that was immutable out of the box, that had all of the facets of security that we know is needed today without them having to go and learn how to configure. Because if you misconfigure something, you actually increase your attack surface. So we applied some of the best facets of zero trust. We call it zero trust data resilience. And really what that is it applies the very best facets of assuming a breach, segmentation of some of those roles, and some other facets of that actually make sure that your data remains solvent, the same way that we've looked at zero trust in those other architectures. So what are we hearing from those customers? Well, what we've heard and what we're learning is what they're using today is not secure. They're either rolling it their own or they're using another solution that was built for something aside of security. Veeam itself is a very powerful solution. It is the best on the market for backup software. It's a framework that's so broad that you can use whatever you want to place into it. And so over the years, what we've found is they're using storage that is not secure, that doesn't hold up to some of the attacks that we see today. And what they are using is also too complicated. They have difficulty managing that entire storage architecture or infrastructure. There's just a lot of moving parts and having to set up those things. And of course, when it comes time to restore, not if, but when, that we always say here, when it comes time to restore, we've seen that they had some difficulty in restoring some of that data. We believe in cloud very much. We think everyone should leverage cloud, but when it comes time to bring petabytes of data back to your infrastructure, back to your architecture at a moment's notice where every moment counts, we believe we've come up with the best solution with Utpi. Guys, Utpi. We got to talk about Utpi. Utpi
Please
is the name of the appliance.
spell it out for us.
Okay, let's do this.
It sounds
Utpi.
like from Star Wars. Like I could see a
Doesn't it,
little
though?
robot, right?
I have gotten that before. And this is where I love to say, and I always pause, when I'm on stage to say Utpi because it perks everybody. Utpi, what is Utpi?
It's cool.
Utpi,
I like it.
exactly. It's OOTBI. And what does it stand for? Out of the box immutability. Literally, the name says what we do. So we have come up with Utpi. Utpi is available in a plethora of sizes and different ways that we can consume Utpi today. But literally, the mantra is just to keep things secure. It's zero access to root. You can't even elevate your privileges, even if you try to hack into the box, even if you have admin privileges in the architecture. It's simple. 15 minutes box to backup, as we like to say. It uses all of the Veeam defaults. So you also don't increase your attack vector by turning off encryption, turning on encryption, and doing all of these things that we really shouldn't be doing with our data. And of course, last but not least, it provides the power we need to make sure that you can recover on a dime with your data having the same set of circumstances that you needed to have.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking when you make something that is easy to use, easy to understand, easy to deploy, and then the business don't really need to know what what's backstage.
Security doesn't get in the way of things.
That's actually the goal of cybersecurity. If you have an ideal goal, I think that's it. To be non-painful, easy, and maybe you can't even see that it's there. But maybe an ideal we never reach, but it's good to think about that. And I think it's good for the business as well, right?
Couldn't agree with that more. As well
Yeah.
said.
So tell me, people come, stop by the booth. What can they get there? Do you get demos? I'm sure there's a hat with a little cute hoodie.
Yes.
Something like
Can
that.
we start with fun? I think these conferences are all about having fun.
I can feel the fun on this call for sure.
Yes.
That
Yes.
seems to be a given. Stop by the booth for some fun, no question.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to having some fun with you all too. So we're going to be out and about. Once again, we will be at booth S260. We'll be having trivia and giveaways. And so you can learn a little bit more about UTB. You can grab some great swag, learn about the collateral. We have some collateral that will help you learn about some of those facets we just talked about UTB, and some pretty cool announcements that we just came out with as well. There will be times for trivia. I think we also mentioned that. Tuesday, April 29th, 12 p.m., 3 p.m., Wednesday, April 30th, 12 p.m., 3 p.m., and we have an announcement coming on April 30th at 4 p.m. as well. So that will be some great things happening at the booth, and we encourage everybody to come by, talk to our subject matter experts, and have some fun.
And speaking of SMEs, clearly field CTO, you see a lot of stuff, a lot of different organizations, different configurations, different tech stacks, different team structures, a lot of the ops-oriented stuff I presume you can speak to. Do you also have folks who can speak to the business end of things and how it connects to the business? And who else do you hope to see there? Business, ops, who else?
Absolutely. From the business perspective, people are looking for new ways to be able to consume UTB, for new ways to be able to apply UTB into their architecture. These are some crazy times in where the admins are doing so much more. They're getting these attacks. We talked a little bit about AI and how AI has helped, unfortunately, the rise in attacks and how we can combat that. UTB is a lot of that answer, but procuring UTB, understanding how UTB is going to fit into your business, understanding what that does to certain SLAs, are things that are the chats that we expect to have next week. And so we definitely want people to come by and explore that business side of it as well, to just make sure that it fits into their business the way they need it to. So whether you want to purchase a box outright and save all of your data there, maybe you're looking for a new way to tier off your data. Maybe you as a business analyst need to make sure that you have a way for a disaster recovery plan to fit in your budget. Whether it's a managed service, whether you want to use part of the cloud and part of your on-premises, we're here to help educate and help you make that decision.
So I want to say one thing and ask one thing. First is I'm super excited to get into UTB with you. We're going to record a session on location at the RSAC studios. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I think you have a presentation as well. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Please come by and check out the presentation. We have a presentation. It's in the Insights Theater. It's booth 2151 in the South Expo. Booth 2151 in the South Expo. And that is April 30th at 10:30 a.m. in the Exhibitor Insights Theater. And basically, we know your backups aren't secure, and we're here to help with that. So basically, we're going to explore that zero trust data resilience that we were talking about a little bit ago. We're going to really dive into what that means. What true immutability really means, and we'll discuss the newest announcements around that consumption-based service. So for everyone who can attend, whether you're a techie like myself, whether you're a business analyst or somebody looking to see how it can help your overall business, there will be something for everyone, and you'll leave with some great tips that you can start today to make sure that your data has the right set of circumstances around it.
Love
Perfect.
it. Love it. And you know what else I love? I love the fact that this is a pre event conversation and we're going to meet on location. We're going to sit
Yes.
down. We're going to actually go a little bit deeper into pretty much everything you spoke about today so people can learn even more. And I want to thank you, Object First, for sponsoring our coverage and joining us on this adventure, which I hope is going to be great for everybody. Learning, staying secure, connecting with the community, and we certainly can't wait to meet you guys there and to be there. So, Sean,
Yep. I love this story. I love your energy, Sterling, and I'm thrilled to have you be part of this, and excited for everybody else to hear the UB story and the Object First story, and get resilient with the data.
Amen. Couldn't agree more, gentlemen. Next week is going to be an absolute blast, and I'm looking forward to sharing as much as I am looking forward to learning. It's going to be awesome.
yeah, it's
Absolutely.
about learning too, and for all those people that follow us from around the world, and we say there is a lot of people at RSAC conference, but it's not that everybody is going to go there. It's not around. It's not that close to other people, and maybe it's not affordable. But there is still a way to know about everything going on there by following us on location with Sean and Martin and Marco Ciappelli, which is
Did you
me.
forget your name?
But sometimes I don't call myself that often, so
You
I
hardly ever
tend to
refer to yourself
forget.
in full name.
I
Uh,
I need a short name like
you do
Oopty
need
or
it.
something like that.
You need
Oopty,
to. Yes,
that's
maybe
it.
Sterling.
We're gonna give him a nickname next week, Sean. We have
All
to
right.
think of
Perfect.
something super cool
Give me
that fits
one.
Marco.
Give me
All right.
one. Give me one.
We'll
And
work.
so everybody, just stay tuned. Stay with us. As you can
Yes,
tell, it's going to be fun and it's going to be a learning experience. So subscribe,
absolutely.
stay tuned, and visit us on itsbmagazine.com/RSAC.
Yes. Look in the show notes for the booth info and the presentation from Sterling. And we'll see everybody on location in San Francisco.
See you there.